Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders, let's talk Penguins and Rangers, but let's not talk about Flyers, cause they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny.
Do we have to do this? The Rangers are like they're oh my god, Igor just made a save, thank God. But it's do we have to do this tonight? Can we?
Yes,
can
we
not?
do.
Well, can we not talk about hockey at least? Can we talk about
the Penguins last week? I mean, come on.
It might be a tight 45 if we don't talk about hockey.
I would seriously doubt that, though.
Yeah, I do too.
That's true. Actually, it's worse if we don't.
Only because I know what's coming up.
But listen, not talking about hockey tonight is a good idea. So, Nick, let's start with your colonoscopy today.
Oh, it was good. It was a real show.
Did you have to drink the drink last night, or what did you have to do to prep?
So last night I couldn't drink anything or eat anything, I should say. So yesterday, the day before, you no solids, everything's clear liquids, which is really annoying as a coffee drinker because you can't drink coffee. I mean, I guess you could drink some teas, but I just stayed away from the tea and went to what they recommended. But by like dinner time, I was starving, so I actually found a chicken broth, a spicy chicken broth, which I've never seen before. It was a little. I wouldn't recommend doing that next time, just because it's like it gets in the back of your throat, and like I was basically just like it wasn't that it was too spicy, but it just I don't know, something about it hitting the back of your throat was just I was coughing like every time.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, Billy's with me. That and the bottle of Sprite, that got me through the evening pretty well. But I had to have that when I got to the time it was just take that first drink. Whew. It's like what 32 ounces. Yeah, 32 ounces.
You have all day to drink this, or you just got to knock it back in one shot?
8 ounces, and then 15 minutes later, another 8 ounces. Now I did it over an hour and a half total to do the first bottle, and then I did the same thing in the morning. But like basically that, and the effect was pretty fast. I think after that first 8 ounces, things started moving.
Well, are you regular to begin with?
Yeah, but like this was very quick.
Oh, really? Oh boy.
This is getting all the stuff off the sides and the walls and the crevices.
Right. A hot dog from Rutgers Golf Course from 1999.
All the gum you've ever swallowed in your life.
It's weird. It's like drinking like not sludge, but it's thick enough. It tastes weird. It doesn't have the right consistency of something you're supposed to drink.
Last time I had it was a little bit lemony. Was it a little a little bit lemony?
Lemony. Yeah. The one I had was
still
lemony.
The same flavor.
Yeah. It wasn't great. It was better chilled. It wasn't good hot or warm. Because it get not good warm. I didn't do it in
doesn't
advance.
Strike me as something that they're constantly developing the flavor of.
No.
Yeah, bourbon flavored.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's it. You want people to take it? That's what you do.
I tend to agree with you.
If there's ever a day I've been happier to have a bidet, it was yesterday. Because without a bidet, I would have been miserable. My God.
So was the bidet at the house when you bought it, or this is something we sought out?
We put them in, and they were life changers. So anyway, if you have life changers, yeah. Number of times I was in the bathroom yesterday and this morning, 30 times definitely. Like just so many.
Let's stick on this topic. Do you have a separate toilet that's a bidet, or did you put on a device?
We put them on all of our toilets.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you do that?
We did it post COVID because
it was a big COVID. Bidets were a huge COVID thing. For some reason.
Well, I wanted to do it, but then I was like, I don't know, it seems weird, but then during COVID, I was like, I think I should get one just because of the stupidity of people with the toilet paper hoarding. So that was also a big thing, and I'm like, that drove me let's just get one. So when we did the first one, that was it. I was like, I think it took like a few days, and we're like, yeah, we're doing this for all the toilets. So, but that was fine. The harder part was I had to get up at 3 this morning and start the journey again. And it felt like I was telling Tara, I felt like in like the sixth Harry Potter movie when that is super nerdy for you guys, but
Oh yeah,
when,
yeah.
you know,
You're on deaf ears now, Nick.
Number 6. Holy Jesus!
And Dumbledore's drinking this concoction. It's like killing him, and Harry Potter's like, he's like, you gotta keep drinking. He's like, I don't know, maybe do it. Anyway, it was like that where I'm like, it's the worst. Oh yeah.
I've seen a lot of those movies where it's like
yeah,
that.
I know. I was like this the whole time.
Stop whining.
So,
Oh, you were air dicking?
Finished that about 4:30 in the morning, and I just basically stayed up as long as I could. Well, till about 6:30. Had some water before I had to go. Then I just took a nap. Because the last time I drank was 6:30, and then anything, and then when we woke up at 8, went back to sleep. I went to call and make sure my appointment was all good, right timing, everything, and then we went there at a little later. Got there, it was easy peasy. That part's the easy part. You just get there and they get you all in there and get on your comfy gurney, get your blankie on, your pillow.
This is a knock you out thing, no?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay,
like,
good.
Yeah. They're like, here, here's some oxygen. They put oxygen in your nose, and then they all right, turn on your side, and now it's night time, and they just put the thing in your IV, and then within 10 seconds you're out cold.
Count down from 10. 10. No.
Yeah. I was thinking about like, should I start talking and but
wait, so you don't stand up anymore and put your hand on the thing, and then the doctor sticks his fingers and belittles you? Nothing like that anymore.
I mean, I don't know what they do.
Different procedure. That's just checking the prostate. This is an actual colonoscopy.
Yeah, I asked the nurse, I'm like, how many of these do you do a day? Because we got in there and it was packed, and they were like, we did about 50 a day. And I was like, 50? Like, oh my God, they're just freaking flying through people.
That's a lot of assholes.
Did you ask them if they clean the equipment in between?
I didn't ask.
Actually, we are fortunate enough to have footage or audio of Nick from today.
This should be accurate.
You using the whole fist, Doc?
Just relax.
Sweet.
But anyway, it wasn't that bad. Although when I woke up, I don't remember talking to the doctor at all. Tara was there, but I have no recollection. Like literally, when the nurse was talking to us for like a couple minutes, I was like coming to like actually cognizant. I'm like, did the doctor come? And they're like, yeah, he was here. I was like, oh shit,
you're done now.
You don't remember him cuddling you at all?
No, I'm the spooning part. I don't remember if I was little or big spoon. I'm not really sure. But
so
so
you got up. I hear there's like a lot of farts that happen after a colonoscopy. Anything like that?
It's been hitting me now. Like hours.
Are you farting?
But not like Tara was saying something like that. Sometimes like I guess you get like really loud ones of afterwards. So she's like, be careful if you're in the store. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna rip on the store. I'm a little scared about that. Considering the amount of liquid that just came out of me, I'm gonna probably not trust any of that.
Keep it nice and clenched up.
Yeah.
No air.
Let's wait till we're home.
Let any air or liquid out.
No, I was waiting until we got home to make sure I didn't accidentally do something. So anyway, it was fine. We did go to get lunch afterwards. Went straight to brunch. They told me I couldn't get anything like no spicy food, no nothing too fatty or fried. I'm like, oh,
what?
Well, all the ideas I had are out the window. So I just got like eggs and potatoes.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna follow the doctor's orders, sure.
Yeah, I could have just done anything, But anyway, it was fine.
What's the worst that could have happened at that point?
I think you probably just get your stomach would probably.
It would just cut, or it would just come straight out.
There's nothing in your stomach. Like there's legit nothing. So they're probably like, yeah, you shouldn't do it crazy. You're just gonna have terrible reats right afterwards. But anyway, so all donezies.
That's awesome.
All back to normal. Feeling.
Now there you go, Tom.
That
whole time without talking about the Rangers.
I did get the results. Well, yeah, I got the results, but I'm not going to tell you on the here.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I didn't know if there was a waiting period where they had to send out your stool.
They still got their stool. That's not what they're looking for.
Nick, it was a joke. It was a joke. Apparently not a funny one.
I'm just bummed that we don't have video.
Oh.
Very disappointed. Very
That's a stale
disappointing.
one. Is all stale? Yep. That's an open bag. Nope, that's not good.
All right. So, well, Nick, we're thankful that you're all better and that the camera didn't come out too brown. So we're gonna switch and talk not about the Rangers. Let's talk about the Four Nations face-off. The rosters.
We weren't talking about the Rangers. I thought I was just talking about the Rangers.
No, even though we were talking about shit and asses and sucking and everything else, that was not about the Rangers. Shockingly. I mean, I didn't see any really big surprises for Canada, United States, Finland, or Sweden. It's kind of what I was expecting. Anybody?
I thought they were going to slide Luke in there just so all three Hughes brothers could play. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all that he didn't make it since he's so young.
Yeah, I mean, look at the other guys, right? Maybe Travis Sanheim he could have replaced. Parenko. No, maybe Sanheim. He could have probably replaced him. But who knows? One of these defensemen might go down prior to the tournament even starting, and they'll have to replace him for sure.
And I did like Jack's comment that he would really welcome playing on a wing with Austin Matthews.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, that's, not a very diva-ish thing, right? I mean, you think of Jack, you think he's a diva. So for him to say that was very refreshing.
I was looking at the Canada defenseman, by the way, when I was saying Travis Sanheim.
I was going to say,
I don't know of any,
Zach Werenski.
Yeah, I mean,
Noah Hannafin. I mean, I could definitely see one of those guys being replaced by Luke Hughes.
It's a veteran thing. It's a vet.
Yeah, it's vets. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would have assumed though that the other one, your other defenseman.
Which other?
The one that's making the most money. The hell's his name?
Dougie Hamilton.
Dougie Hamilton would have been a selection before Luke would have been a selection.
Oh, he's Canadian though.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Why would he do something like that? Damn it, Doug. You born on the right side of the border, please.
Right. So I did find the Brock Nelson being selected by the U.S. team was an interesting one. Just I think that's more of a veteran move. There's other players that they could have
like a reward almost, right?
Yeah.
Brock Nelson's always been a big physical power forward that was difficult to play against, down low, cycled well on a third and fourth line on a team like this.
I'm not saying he's not going to fit. I'm surprised, because sometimes they'll go for the more younger, dynamic guys to go against, obviously the fast Canadian teams or Finland, Swedes, Finns, but you'll see. We'll see. See how they all do. So, Four Nations. Yeah.
And they're doing this in place of the All-Star game this year, right? So we're not going to have an All-Star game.
Oh God, yeah.
We're not having an All-Star game, and they're doing the longer break.
2 weeks, right?
It's got to, I mean, you got to do preliminary games and then the medal rounds.
Yeah, luckily it is only 4 teams. So I'm sure they'll give them a few days of practice time and then do a round robin and then get into whatever.
What do you think they would have done if Russia was allowed to play? Do you think they would have just dropped one of the teams?
I think they would have added.
Finland. They have added, right? 16.
No, I would have thought they would have added.
Added another 4?
Like Czechia or something like that.
Yeah, like maybe so have 6 teams. And then
it's not. And then what? 2 get buys?
No. Well, maybe or 2 don't make it.
About the playoff aspect.
Eliminated in the round robin. You lose 2 games in the round robin, you're out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you have to do like a tie-breaking game. Yeah, I mean something like that. But I can't. If they had 5, I'm sure they would do 6.
Yeah.
We won't have to worry about Russia anytime soon.
Oh no, he's calling for a ceasefire. What are you talking about? Day 1 in office.
Sure.
I don't know. I
February
remember when we had
2025.
Putin on our podcast, he didn't seem that reasonable.
Yeah, he was very convincing. Very convincing. That's what I remember. Hi.
Remember impressions with Nick? Those were fun.
Those were fun.
Maybe they'll come back. We'll see.
Well, February 2025, Four Nations Face-Off tournament for NHL players. This past week, the Rangers had an adventurous week off the ice in trading their captain Jacob Trouba to the Anaheim Ducks, where he so politely waived his no trade clause to go to the Ducks for Euro Vakanainen and a 4th round pick in 2025. It's a conditional. I believe it's between the Ducks and the Sharks, or maybe it was the Red Wings. One of those two teams. I don't remember. Whatever is the worst of those two teams, the Rangers will get that pick. So the Rangers move out their captain and defensive stalwart in Jacob Trouba. I was only joking when I said stalwart, but Trouba has been an issue. More importantly, his contract has been an issue. So the Rangers cleared the entirety of his contract, which, lest we remind you, there is no untradeable contract in the NHL. None. And all the hubbub with the media about Trouba being forced to waive his no trade clause. Well, he can go on waivers if he doesn't, and I'm sure those were his options, and he chose to kind of go to Anaheim as opposed to going to Columbus or somebody who would claim him off of waivers. So if the no movement clause, the no trade clause, this is just a great way to get out of contracts while they're turning to shit. I didn't have an issue with it. I didn't have an issue in the summer when, or a couple of summers ago when Tampa did it to Ryan McDonough. Whatever. This is just part of the business that is the NHL. If it was so important to you to be here for all of those years, a no movement clause should have been in there from Jump Street. And no, I'm not worried about players not signing with the Rangers. They're going to sign with the Rangers.
It's another one of those big market team things, though, that a big market team can put a guy on waivers knowing that they're going to have to pay him anyway, even though he won't be on the NHL roster, right? If you put him on waivers, he's not going to count against the cap. You still got to pay him.
He does count against the cap. They would have only cleared if he cleared and was sent down to Hartford.
Yeah,
we would only cleared $1.6 million off of his contract. There's some weird veteran thing that goes onto his contract. So even if they did waive him and send him to Hartford, they weren't going to clear off his entire $8 million a year contract. So listen, it's just part of the business. And Igor Shesterkin signs like the very next day the story came out, or it was even that was it? It was that day.
Made it pretty obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was later that day.
His 8-year deal has a no movement clause throughout. So there is no modified no trade at the end. It's just a no movement clause throughout.
Oh, they'll find a way to get sick of him and ship him out before the end of that contract.
And listen, Igor's not the problem right now.
Not right now.
No. And this whole fucking thing with everybody getting on Larry Brooks. Now, I didn't read the Larry Brooks article, but I do know parts of it. It was behind the post and a paywall.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't that what the media is supposed to do? Is make something out of nothing? Or
well, no, it's not at all what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to report the news.
Right.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Okay. If Larry Brooks heard it from a reliable source that Brady Tkachuk was one of their prime targets for trading for, who gives a shit? Does it really matter to you? Why would the owner of the Ottawa Senators try to spin that the Rangers are tampering with Brady Tkachuk?
Probably it's true.
Listen, there's truth. There's some truth to just about every rumor.
Because he's got to placate his fan base too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't go accusing a team of tampering. What, they're going to tamper through Larry Brooks?
Accusing a team in the media isn't the same as doing something about it.
It was absurd.
It's all sensationalism.
You're right. It is, but it's also fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. I don't like that kind of that stupid shit.
Can we pull like the 31 other NHL teams and see who would be interested in Brady Tkachuk if he would become available?
Every single one.
I would just like to see a show of hands. I mean, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Well, any dream that they had of trading for Brady Tkachuk this year is now all but gone now. So even if he was their top trade target, he's not going.
Good job,
to be
Larry.
Anymore.
Ruined it for everyone.
Thanks, Larry.
Ruined it for everyone, Larry.
But look, this is just the start of trades that are going to come the Rangers' way in order for them to change their quote unquote identity. And I think that's what they're trying to do a little bit. So right now, their current identity, as I see it, is really good special teams team. They like to play fast through the neutral zone. And if you can stop that, you can destroy them on any single night. So they're going to try and change that identity to, I can only assume, to be that of the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers, to be that heavier, harder team to play against. And I'm all for that. I don't necessarily think that your third line with Kakko and Hedl, albeit probably their best line, maybe the best third line in hockey. They've given up 1 goal against this season, which is saying something on a team that is so disastrous right now as the New York Rangers. But if you want to change your identity, I think it starts there. They're the most tradable, the most movable items on your team. And if you want to play a heavier, tough to play against team, then trading your fragile third line center and your underperforming right winger on your third line, it's the way to go. It's the place to start. I get that they're very young players. I don't see this as giving up on Kakko. I think you're just selling high on him at this point in time, if it even is that high. And Hedl, you're just trading. I mean, I like Philip Hedl as much as the next guy, as much as the next Ranger fan. Let's just say that. But 7 years on the team, and you struggle every year to complete a full season, and your stats, I'm not even blown away. You have flashes of greatness and speed. It's awesome. It is great. If you were more consistent, you would be higher on my list and probably higher in the line combinations on the Rangers. But you're not. I think it's time to move on from those guys and try to change your identity from 3 scoring lines and a fourth line to more of a balanced attack with 2 offensive lines and maybe 2 more defensive-minded lines on your team. You want to change the culture? That's how you start. But it started with Jacob Trouba in getting rid of a very expensive. I mean, he I don't want to call him a parking cone, but he was a shell of his former self because of whatever happened over in the offseason and the beginning of this season. Fine, if you want to use that as an excuse, that's fine. But there are teams out in the NHL that think these players are pretty decent and they will trade for them. And I think the value for Philip Hedl and Kaapo Kakko are extremely high, and they should be looking to trade some of those guys.
Who's lining up for a guy that can't, to your, like you said, play 5 consecutive games like Hedl? Like, why would anybody be like beating down the Rangers' door to pick him up and help them out with something in return?
Maybe other teams want to take a chance. Maybe he can be a second line center on another team to give that other team more balance. Maybe it's a shot and for this year and the cap situations, he's only making $4.5 million a year. So he's a very serviceable contract as long as he stays healthy. And who knows? Change of scenery, Bill. It happens all the time. It does wonders for players. And it could do wonders for young Philip Hedl, who's had every opportunity to make something of himself in the NHL. And everything out of my mouth and everything that you're going to read is 100% negative about the New York Rangers right now. It is mind-boggling how we got here.
Just to stay on this topic, you obviously don't think the dominoes are done falling. Like this is literally just the beginning of a series of moves.
You're stuck with your core players. And the core players are all the ones with a no movement clause. So, Adam Fox, Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad. Those are the guys with, I think Trocheck might be included in that. I think he's still in the no movement clause part of his contract. But everybody else is available. There's certain players. Will Cooley, in my opinion, is an untouchable guy. I even think Chris Kreider is not untouchable, but the right package has to come along in order for you to move him.
I mean, Panarin could be moved. If Panarin decided to waive it, he could go.
He certainly could. But when the whole Tkachuk thing was happening, and I mean, I was on Twix like you wouldn't believe, but listening to other Ranger fans in thinking what could have gone back the other way for Brady Tkachuk was at times shocking. Like they were saying 1-for-1 Brady Tkachuk for Alexei Lafreniere, a 1-for-1 trade.
No,
I don't think Brady Tkachuk is a 1-for-1 trade for Alexei Lafreniere. I think it's Lafreniere plus.
Well, first of all, don't forget what his brother went for, right? Matthew went for.
Yeah, but Brady's stats are a little bit less than what Matt's are, for sure.
Yeah.
Matt, like he's a buddy. But,
my buddy Matt.
Matty. But his stats are not up there. Brady's what? Somewhere in the 70, 80 point range per year guy. Great.
Right, but my point is, it's not like the Matt Tkachuk trade was very one-sided in the end, with Huberdeau going the other way, right? So you could have a similar package where Brady.
That was Huberdeau, and who's that defenseman? Wegman?
Well, yeah, Wanger.
Weegar, Mackenzie Weegar.
Weegar.
Weegar is a good, solid defenseman.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing, right? I mean, they sent. It's a package, right? And you could send another young guy.
was a 100-point guy at the time, yes.
Yeah, but you could send like Panarin and somebody else for Brady Tkachuk, but it wouldn't be.
No. You're Panarin plus for Brady. No, it would be Tkachuk plus others for Panarin. Come on.
But the Panarin only has a year left on his deal, so it's a little different.
Which makes it better for Ottawa.
If they're going to win now, but they're not. So
but they're not.
Weird.
They're not. Yeah. They're absolutely not. But you're not trading Panarin. And I don't think Panarin's going to waive his no-move contract to go anywhere. Yeah. And you can't put him on waivers. You can't do anything unless he says so. And that's the problem with no-movement guys.
Sure.
But I just thought it was – and these were Ranger fans, man. These were the people listen to these guys. Not that anybody listens to us. But, man – it was Lafreniere was a 1-for-1. I'm sorry. I don't see that because on a game like tonight where you lose to the fucking Blackhawks, Brady Tkachuk would have been all over them physically. Lafreniere, in everything that he's done over the past 2 games that I have really been watching, he's very passive still to his other line mates. He's not aggressive at all. Tkachuk's going to give you that aggressiveness and an edge to his game that Lafreniere is just never going to give you. Well, maybe never, but he's just not giving you it now. There's not a lot of players on that team right now who are going to give you that physical bang. Kreider, Trocheck, Cooley. Those are your 3 guys on your top 3 lines that are going to give you that bang when you need it, and Kreider's and maybe every other game type of guy. I don't know. It's just it's really depressing right now. What's even more depressing is the fucking Juan Soto chose the Mets for $5 million fucking more. $5 million. What else could Steve Cohen have given Juan Soto outside of his $765 million contract?
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
It's not $765 million.
Whatever.
That's what reported.
$5 million. Because he can opt out after the first 5 years, and then the Mets have to pay him an additional $4 million per year for the last 10 years of the deal. So it's not just 765. If he plays the whole 15 in New York, it's 805.
So this is what that would be. What 2030 would be the end of that contract?
Well,
right,
2030.
2040.
What year is this?
2040. 2040.
2029.
So when does the Bonilla stuff end for the Mets?
Who knows?
So he just slides right in at the end of that. Is what you're telling me?
No, he's not going to
For
defer
the next
any of his
100
money.
years.
He's not going to
His kids are going to
defer.
be making $10 million a year.
He won't be deferring any money, I'm sure.
No, and in fact, it was reported this contract there is no deferred money.
No, yeah.
It's all.
Although with Bonilla, I think that was something they negotiated later on in the deal.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
No.
busting.
Of course you are. You're just bitter.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of all right with this though.
No, you're not. Don't
I
lie to
am.
yourself. Don't
For
fucking
as,
don't
for
lie
as
to yourself.
much as I loved Soto,
Don't lie to yourself.
I think they can use that money
They're
and
not
have a
going to.
way more balanced attack.
They're not going
They
to.
can, but Brian Cashman's in charge, and he's going to bring back Anthony Rizzo. And
No,
I
No
am joking
way.
about.
Listen, I know you're joking.
But how many years did he bring him back past his usefulness? How many years did he keep Gleyber Torres around? I mean, he's ridiculous. He's a joke. He can't run a team. Neither one of these teams. I joked because I said Juan Soto just signed a contract that'll guarantee he never wins another World Series. I mean, it wasn't going to happen with the Yankees either. But I think what's great is that the Mets went out and got Soto, and they also got former Yankees Frankie Montas and Clay Holmes to bolster that starting staff. Good luck with that, guys. That's going to be you're going to return to the NLCS in no time. Sure.
There was a list that I saw somewhere on Twitter. I wish I found it before the podcast, and I should have bookmarked it earlier on. But it was a list of players that went from the Yankees to the Mets, and the list was just fucking horrific.
Granderson.
But the list going back the other way though, what is far better.
Gooden, Strawberry, Cone.
Yeah, just from those guys alone.
Yeah.
You got guys on there that were way past their prime, right? Like Gary Sheffield. By the time he was a Met, he was a shell of who he was.
Ricky Henderson.
Oh my God, I don't remember Sheffield on the Mets.
Sheffield hit his 500th home run with the Mets while he was on the Mets.
Wow,
it was like the second home run he hit with the Mets was his 500th. So they had to do a big grandiose celebration for your second home run with the organization.
Love those celebrations, those milestone celebrations for a guy who just got on a team. Like,
right.
He's our 500 goal scorer. Yeah, he got like 497, 98, 99, and 500 this year. That's great.
Yeah.
So he's a great player. He was fun to watch for the Yankees.
He was.
He
was a lot of fun to watch.
Put him over the top. But
well, he obviously didn't. There was still a lot of holes, but I'm saying the Yankees can start to fill those holes. Get yourself a really good defensive first base. Like I'm talking really good defensive first baseman because you're gonna have Jazz Chisholm as your fucking second baseman next year.
That's
exactly
also the point. I mean,
horrible. And you can do yourself a service by getting Alex Bregman. You can also get Santander and a couple of pitchers for what you would have spent on Soto.
We'll see. We'll see what they do.
But
I don't have so much confidence as you do, but you know.
Yeah, you're right. I don't either. But the Yankees are the type of team that would make those reactionary moves to losing a player like that. The Yankees are an organization that would certainly do that. Whether they do it or not, who knows? Exactly. Good Lord. All right, let's take a ride in the Metro.
You don't have to talk again, right? We already did the Rangers.
Yeah,
Rangers already, right?
Absolutely not. We still have a Rangers segment to do. So
what?
Okay. Am I first?
Suck it.
I guess I'm first, right?
Who's first? Billy, you are first.
We're red hot. The Penguins are red hot. So, like 2 weeks ago, they were in second to last place in the entire league. Now, 5 wins and 6 games later, they're only 10th from last place in the entire league. Look out, Penguins! They since last week they beat the Florida Panthers in overtime. The defending world champs. Owen Pickering got his first NHL goal. Congrats to that big oaf. Penguins then went on to lose, obviously, to the Rangers right after the Rangers made their Trouba trade. So,
how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah, well, it was the Penguins did tie it at 2 in the third period when the Rangers then knocked out our hottest player, Philip Tomasino. Right as he scored that goal, Sam Carrick, in his attempt to replace Trouba as the dirty piece of fucking shit resident for that piece of shit dirty team, he threw an elbow right into Tomasino's head, knocked him out of that game and the next. So you got your guy who's going to be that filthy fucking Ranger, Sam Carrick. There he goes. So the Penguins lost that one, and then they came back and the next night, in a game that I just assumed they would get demolished because Toronto's a pretty good team. They hosted Toronto the next night, and they whooped them 5-2. In addition to Tomasino, who was playing really well until he got knocked out by that dirty piece of shit, Sam Carrick. The Penguins have been getting great contributions from Lizzo, Mr. Blake Lizotte, who's managed to play like 9 games this season for the Penguins, has 6 goals. He's on quite a pace. Unfortunately, he's not playing a full season anytime soon. He could be on like one of those Philip Hedl plans, it seems like. But very good contributions from those guys. And then the defensemen have been somewhat better than they were. They've moved some guys out of the lineup. Ryan Graves hadn't played for pretty much the whole winning streak. He just came back and replaced one of the young guys, Ryan Shea, on what was that, Saturday night against the Maple Leafs, and we'll see if he sticks around. The goaltending's been decent. So again, I just beg the Penguins, like we've been saying, there's no contract that's untradeable. So please find a way to move Jari while he's playing well to anybody that wants a goalie. I would just love that. I'm so tired of him. So Penguins 5 out of 6. Is it going to lead to anything? Nope. But maybe they'll keep it going, play a couple of competitive games, make it somewhat interesting. That's all I'm hoping for. So that's what's going on in Pittsburgh.
Nick, Islanders.
All right. What's going on in the Islanders? Well, pretty much are you gonna put the slides up? There we are. Pretty much a similar kind of not 500, a little better than 500, 5 out of 8 points this past week. Starting off the week with an overtime loss to Montreal. I think we're league leading 7th, I want to say. Overtime loss. And as I scan really quick, only Nashville is 6th. So there's at least somebody right behind us. But pretty much not the best thing you want to be first in the league on. It is the loser point. So, I mean, if it helps if you'd have a lot less regulation losses, but if your win and loss records are even at 500, then it's not great. So first off, that was a kind of a bummer. Patrick Laine's first game back, and he scores, of course, against us. But hey, good for him. Glad he's back. Glad he's not didn't miss the season. So good to see that. Followed up with a letdown against Seattle at home. Just kind of, we were down 4-0 going to the third. Isles was getting outplayed. Seattle's playing real well. We scored a couple of goals, made the game, but only with a few minutes to play. So I mean, wasn't a lot going on there. Really just kind of a giant letdown after the better Montreal game. Then we had a back-to-back against the Canes, and a weird one. Home game against the Canes, away game against the Senators. So kind of one of those strange two back-to-backs that you're pretty sure you're going to lose, at least, the back end of it if you can manage to win the front end, just because of the travel and everything in those two back-to-back games. But Isles ended up winning that game against the Canes. Incredibly, the first time the Isles have won at home against the Canes since 2018. They lost their last 7 at home against the Canes. But I think that's more of a thing of them just not playing enough games against them at home than it is that they just haven't. They've beaten them in the playoffs at home, but not in the regular season since then. So kind of a strange little thing going on there. We followed that up with the next night with a win over the Senators, which was another awesome thing to see because to be honest, I pretty much written in that they were going to lose, probably at home against the Canes, and then be too tired to play against the Senators or maybe get lucky there. But hey, back-to-back wins on those 2 games. Was not expecting that. Within those games, Bill Horvat broke his 13-game goalless streak, breaking it against the Canes, and then scored the empty netter the next night. So hopefully he's going streaking. We really could use it. We're really kind of, having hit once the first line kind of fell apart with Duclair and Barzal going down. Horvat struggled, for getting goals and just has been snake bitten. He's had a lot of opportunities. Not the problem. He's been getting lots of setups, but just hasn't been able to put it down. So with that said, we do have a new second line of Horvat, Pajot, and Siplikov, where that seemed to be working out real well against the Canes. I think they had 7 points between the 3 of them in that game. Pajot had 3 points in that game against the Canes, and just they played real well. And maybe they'll keep that together for a bit, see how that goes. Lee is actually leading the Isles right now with 23 points, with the absences of Barzal and Duclair. But those 12 goals are helping him, man. He's been sneaky, but he's getting on the board, in every area he can, and the Isles need that. On the injury updates, really realistically, nothing changed here. Romanov is in action. Mike O'Reilly had successful heart surgery, so that's great for him. But he's obviously going to be out for quite some time while he recovers from that and goes through his recovery. And we'll see if he.
That was the surgeon touching the side of the heart.
Exactly. There you go. With Barzal, Pelech, and Duclair, I think Pelech and Duclair are skating. I don't think I've seen anything about Barzal skating, even though he had an upper body injury. I'm not sure what's going on there. So, but it's a possibility we see Duclair and Pelech back before Christmas, based on the fact that they're skating again. Barzy, hard to say since I haven't seen anything about him skating yet. So, hopefully by Christmas though, all 3 of those guys are back in the lineup and we get a much needed, punch in the gut there.
This is interesting. Your team, you've got a player that needed a new heart. And Tom's team needs
brain.
has players that need new heart, new courage, and brain. Yeah.
Do they? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
they do.
That's great.
So
your
not
team
so good news.
Have a winning record for 2 straight years as opposed to just 1, maybe.
And what do you get for that? You get a banner for that. Apparently, that's great.
Yeah, that's certainly do. It's okay, buddy.
Participation trophy.
All right. It's my segment. Shut up, the 2 of you. Jesus Christ, talk all the game. All right. Last things. What are you doing? You jumping ahead of my slides here? Come on, man. Special teams, very special still. Basically last in the league in PK, second to last in power play. Power play got a couple goals last game, but I mean, you need more than a couple goals to really get that to be less of a real problem for us. Obviously, we don't have our full lineup. Like I said, maybe before Christmas. Hey, we're getting closer and closer to that getting out of the top 10 right now. Number 8 out of 10 in terms of capacity for attendance. So some people are coming to those games. I don't know who, but if we keep winning, like I said, winning will start to change that tune, and they'll start having more people come to the games.
Speaking of which, if I could interject for just 1 second, I keep getting. I went to an Islander game with Casey. I went to go see them play Connor McDavid and the Oilers. In I don't know what year it was. It was when they were playing in the Brooklyn Stadium.
If I'm not mistaken, you went to about 4 minutes of the game. No.
No, this was one much later. This was one.
Oh, okay.
This was in Brooklyn. This was when Casey actually wanted to go see hockey. But it was I don't know, it was 2017, 2018, but they were playing in that Brooklyn the Brooklyn Nets arena still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Barclays Center.
I'm still getting emails from them to hey, you want to talk about a ticket package? It's ridiculous.
Bill,
okay, anyway,
you know it's not somebody sitting behind a keyboard sending you a specific email, right?
That's exactly right. All right, and this week coming up, easy schedule looks like.
I gotta do that
maybe not with the Chicago Blackhawks twice. They just beat up on the Rangers, so I don't know. Maybe we'll get a little bit of that too. But hopefully, Isles can continue the streak and win again. Another one against the Kings at home. If they do, they'd have 2 games against one of the worst teams in the league. So hopefully, they can get there and do that. So that's where we are. Still about 500, but hey, man, there's some hope. To catch up to the Rangers, maybe we'll pass them after tomorrow's game because they are tied currently in the points, even though I was played more games.
Nick,
wow.
I want to just let you know why you never win slides of the week. Nobody posts a calendar with the week starting on Monday. Sunday is the first day.
I do screenshot this from NHL schedule. I'm just saying.
No.
What do you mean, no?
There was no. Well, yeah. To be honest, all right. In light of this, the game that I was talking about was Sunday, and on the Ottawa game. So I didn't want to include that in the next week's schedule to show a game was already played.
I'm talking about the upcoming schedule.
I know that. Nick. I understand that. That's what I'm saying. The Sunday game for the game with the 8th, I cut that out because it was already a game played, and I talked about it.
You can't beat Steve. I mean, he schooled me on the email thing. I mean, what can we all do? He's just smarter than me.
I'm winning back to back, baby. I'm the champ tonight.
I feel like you're judge your executioner on who's winning the slide of the week.
I am.
Is it your decision?
No, it's your decision.
Exactly. Bill's gonna win. He's got half naked women on his thing.
It's
really hard. It's really hard to challenge that, dude.
No, don't say that.
Oh, start Twitch. I'm sorry. You're right. I am sorry. Now let's turn to the worst team in the National Hockey League. That is the New York Rangers, and it's bad right now. It's as bad as we're talking Rangers going to send out a letter tomorrow to every team letting us know we're going to rebuild. I'm waiting for that fucking letter to come any day now.
You do already.
I'm waiting for them to play that shit out again because this is how bad it is right now. And for as horrid as it's been, I mean, shit, we're still only tied with the Icelanders for fucking the last playoff spot. So it tells you how good of a start that they had to the season. Everybody's squeezing their stick too hard. Everybody can't accept passes. Zibanejad is, I don't know. I don't know where he is. Half of last year into this year, he's just been in some other world, not playing hockey and just skating every night. And that it seems like that's what he's doing. He doesn't have a one-timer anymore. He can't accept passes. He can't take passes off of the boards. He can't skate the puck around the end boards anymore. I don't know what to do. Keandre Miller is out of position every single shift. He is pinching too much at the wrong time, can't hold pucks in, can't get a puck. If he gets a puck, it's in his feet, and then he just turns it over, and now he's caught and gets an odd man rush the other way. It seems like everything is kind of centered around those two guys, or those two guys are like the punching bags right now. And it's more than that. But it's not just you take these two guys out of the lineup and poof, magically everything gets better, because there's passes all over the ice that just aren't working. And you're hitting the guy right in the middle of his stick blade, and things are just bouncing over it right now. So it seems like all of the good luck that they've had for the past 5 years is just like reversed in one short burst of this season. And it's not just like Steve last year said, what would fix the Devils is mediocre goaltending. It's all they need is mediocre goaltending, and then they're going to be a competitive team. They're getting mediocre goaltending. They're a competitive team this year. For the Rangers, it's not just one thing. You can't just look at, you take Zibanejad out of the lineup or you take Miller out of the lineup and it's going to fix everything. It's not. And you know why? Because the effort that I saw in the third period tonight against the Chicago Blackhawks, I mean, come on, guys. You come out of that locker room running people over if you have to. I don't see where the energy, the enthusiasm, the fire to play hockey and make this thing better. They're very, very passive on the ice. They're very on their heels all the time. They're never on their toes moving forward. It's got to change at some point, don't you think? It has, the law of averages has to change, and things to just get better arbitrarily on their own. But man, this is the type of game where you trade your captain after it. And it hasn't been good. They come out against Seattle. They play a fairly decent first period and a half of the second period, and then it's fucking 5 unanswered goals. It's literally happened that quick. It's shocking. Nobody knows how to fix it. Nobody knows what's going to fix it, but hopefully it gets fixed. There's more dominoes to fall. This is going to be another week where you're going to see somebody go. Somebody's getting traded this week, and it might be even tomorrow after a game like that, because this is just unacceptable. I get it's the Chicago Blackhawks, and they're an NHL caliber team. They're an NHL franchise. That means any team could beat any team on any given night. But man, are you serious with your effort? Steve, Devils.
Wow. Beat the Rangers. Beat the Kraken 3-2. Brad's 500th game. Hamilton's 800th game. So a couple monumental celebrations there. After that game, that 14-game span, Jack and Brad have really been carrying the team. 23 points in the 14-game stretch for Jack, 22 points for Brad over that stretch. And it's actually now, after 15 games, the same totals, because they got steamrolled by Colorado last night. They just did not have the effort. They look lost. Apparently, it's now been figured out that if you just sit back and don't give them anything offensively, they're just going to cave. So that seems to be the way teams are going to attack them. Home ice continues to be unfriendly for them. Another loss on home ice. It was also the 6th time this season that they allowed a goal on their opponent's first shot of the game. So I don't know what the record is for the season there, but that's something to look forward to. And the team is 9-7-1 when the other team scores first. So that was another trend from last season that seems to be continuing. That's 17 out of 30 games that they've allowed the first goal. This week, they've got Toronto on Tuesday, Los Angeles on Thursday, Chicago on Saturday to close out 5 straight games at home before they head out on the road. And that's it. That's all I got.
All right, let's go to weekly WTF.
This is the wrong bell.
You got to unmute yourself.
You got to unmute yourself, stupid.
Oh, it loaded fast today, too. Look at that. All right. Let's see if it moves. Okay. So we got our round 2s. Here's our recap. Bonnie McMurray, week 1. Olivia Rodrigo, week 2. Sorry, Tom. Week 3, we can't really talk about. Jennifer Connelly won, though. Oops. I hit next slide. Here. No, we're freezing. Freezing again. Oh, no.
What's the size of this presentation, by the way?
Is
it like 40 gigs?
Big, right? I mean,
it is 13 slides.
Oy.
A lot of them are hidden. I wonder if is that one? No.
Maybe. How about you email it to me right now?
Email it to you right now. Okay.
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking to Nick.
And my email is open. And I'm going to compose. Ooh, music.
It's hold music for the fan. A little night driving for you.
33.2 megabyte.
That's not too bad.
So,
just email it anyway.
Attaching.
Lauren's mom had a mixtape that she drove around in her car from like 1984 to like, I don't know, probably sometime in the mid 90s. And every time like we scrolling through like Sirius and a song comes on, Lauren would always say, "Oh man, that song was on my mother's mixtape." This mixtape has grown to such lore in the car that we have asked Lauren's mom if she had the mixtape. Not only does she have the tape, it's been converted to CD.
Oh, good.
So I mean, I can't wait to hear this mixtape come Christmas when we're up.
Can I ask, why doesn't she just send you the list of songs and then you can make a playlist?
That's not really fun. I want to hear that. I want to hear the CD. I want to rip the music, and take all the music. I want to pirate the music.
It's 2024. I'm sure you could just go to Amazon Music, search each song, and set up a playlist.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I know
I'm right.
All right.
It seems to be functioning pretty well, Bill.
Yeah, it looks like it's functioning now. All right. So this week's category are just hot actresses that are in like terrible TV shows and movies. But I like watching them anyway.
She gets my vote. So there you go. I don't even have to see who else is on the list. Who else is there?
What's her name? Riley Keough?
Yeah.
Wow.
So from Daisy Jones and the Six. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a show, and I'm saying
take that back.
Bad show. It's a bad show, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, by the way. I didn't.
What?
I liked Daisy Jones and the Six. I liked the show.
It was very good.
It's objectively a bad show, but I liked
no,
it.
It's not.
It's kind of shitty.
You're a harsh.
But I was entertained. Yep. So there's.
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
Riley.
Not really.
Yeah. And they're they're in gowns, Twitch, for God's sakes. They're in like.
Yeah, I know. This is terrible. Billy, this is now terrible.
I know.
Tom, would you like to go first?
I've been going first the past couple of weeks. Ever since the whole Tate McRae thing, I've been going first. So
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Nick.
I guess Anna Kendrick's the one I'd go with here. I think I don't really know the other one as well, but this looks like pretty much the right one to go with.
Tom, would you like to go second?
Who did he say? I was looking at our Polar Knights. Welcome to the show. How you doing, buddy?
He said Anna Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Anna Kendrick as well.
And it's a clear sweep. It's a sweep.
All right.
No offense,
nice.
Riley.
Yeah.
Take your Elvis money and go to the bar to drown your sorrows.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. All right. So this week, you know what? Sometimes I'm touching on football in this segment. I'm going to just stay mostly away from that. I mean, I just want to say thanks to the Giants and Jets for always finding a way to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory. It's really interesting. And congrats, a great comeback by that Miami quarterback. I have a hard time saying that name. Hawk Tua Tongue My Vulva, whatever his name is. He did a great bringing the Dolphins back and then winning in overtime. But what I remembered is that I forgot last week to talk about something that happened to me the night that I missed our podcast. Was a Monday night when I went to a Devils game, and I tried to park my car in one of their lots out on Mulberry Street, and I had a very interesting incident there. So I went to that Devils game, and I Casey had tryouts that day, and so I felt like, oh, we're going to be in a rush to get in. Not quite sure when we're going to get there, so I went and I bought a parking pass online for one of these Mulberry Street lots, 296 Mulberry Street, right? So I have it on my phone. It's in my it's in like my digital wallet or whatever, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go right up, or I'm going to scan my thing and I'm going to get in. So I go to the lot and I go to scan it, and I get this message that says invalid credentials. I said, oh, maybe I did it too quick or something. So I try again, invalid credentials. So I have to call over this attendant who speaks like 2 words of English, right? So he comes over and he just looks, I show him what I have on my phone, and he just says, okay, yeah, scan it. I said, I tried scanning it already. He doesn't understand what I'm saying. So I scan it again for him. It says invalid credentials. He takes my phone, scans it again, invalid credentials, and just, pauses for a few seconds and just does it again and again and again and again. And I'm getting like furious. I'm like, what do we expect is going to happen if we keep doing this over and over again? So eventually he says, same. And he points back the other way, right? Points across the street to 299 Mulberry Street. And he's basically telling me, fuck off, back up, go try over there. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell that's going to do. So, but I do it. I turn around my car. I go into the lot right across the street, run by the same brilliant people. And I go up to scan my code, and guess what? Same thing happened, invalid credentials. So I'm talking to the guy there. I'm like, look, I don't know what to do. Like, I've prepaid this. I'm trying, you just tell me what to do. And he's like, yeah, try. He tries scanning it like 3 more times, and I'm like, I don't know what we're even doing anymore. So he tells me that I've got to go talk to the manager, and I should back up and go park next to this little hut where the manager is. There's cars lined up behind me trying to park. Obviously, I'm like, well, why don't you just let me through, and I'll go talk to the guy and I'll sort it out. No, you got to back up. So he's got to go back and back up several cars behind me to give me the space to back up. And the car right behind me, even though he has the space and he's been given very clear instructions to get out of my way, whatever, the car right behind me isn't going to move. He's just not moving. And so I can't go forward and I can't go backward. And I'm pretty pissed off. And eventually the manager comes out to my car, and I show him the pass. I tell him, I'm just getting me invalid credentials. What do I have to do? Like, let me know what I got to do to just park the car. And he says, oh, I can't help you. I'm like, you can't help me. They just called you. You're the manager that I'm supposed to talk to. Like, so what do you want me to do? And so he says, well, it's a problem on their end. It's not us, it's them. And I'm like, okay, fine. Just tell me how I can park my car right now. And he says, I can't help you. And so I'm pretty furious. And at this point, I think I said, wait a minute, hold on. I said, can we pretend that I didn't drive up here with a pass? And can we pretend that you're not a retard? And can I
Billy,
Go forward.
Billy, you're not supposed to say the R word. You're not supposed to
R
say
word.
that R word.
Sorry,
Ridiculous, remember?
Okay, we'll do ridiculous. All right. So can we pretend that you're not ridiculous? And can I go forward to that ridiculous guy and use a credit card and just pay to park my fucking car? And he goes, yeah. And so I go, I made a very big show of saying how fantastic that was. And I went from like 0 to 30 in about the 15 feet that I had between me and the gate in front of me. I stopped and I go to pay my thing. And then I hear this guy, the manager, apparently changed his mind, maybe didn't like what I said about him and about the whole ridiculous thing. Maybe he thinks that being ridiculous is not something I should point out. So he starts shouting to the attendant, no, don't let him park. He's not going to park here. We're going to back him out. We're turning him away. He's not going to park here. Blah, blah, blah. Says it over and over. Meanwhile, I am paying with my credit card as he's yelling at this. The attendant's he barely knows English too, so he doesn't know what the hell his manager's saying, right? So I just pay. He gives me my receipt. I go into the lot. He's screaming after me, come back here. No, come back here. He's not parking here. Come back here. Blah, blah, blah. I park my car, and he's yelling at me, you can't park here. You can't park here. I said, I paid. I'll see you after the game. And I went on my merry way and just ignored his pleas that, I certainly am not allowed to park there. So I did anyway. And I got to say, when I got out of the game and I went down to that Mulberry lot, I got right out of there so fast that I'm just going to say, I highly recommend parking there. I really do. It was easy in and out. And good Lord, don't, prepay. And I think you're going to be just fine. I mean, I saved $8 prepaying, but it wasn't about trying to save money on it. I was just trying to get in and out, just go up, just don't bother with the prepay thing. And I think it's a good spot. Yeah. Mulberry Street, either side.
The comment of the night is right here.
Oh man.
Bill,
was it down by the post office, the spot? Like which lot was it?
It was you walk past the post office to get there from the arena.
Okay.
It's like right after the post office.
So the parking attendant, did he come?
Really?
Yeah. Wow, that was a really long story, Bill.
I mean, not that we expect anything less.
Right.
We were almost going to have a 45-minute show tonight, too.
We were close.
Yeah. All right, let's go to this Dane Steve stuff.
That feels better.
This was going to be year of our Lord 2023, just like around the corner it was. It was a year ago. It was longer than
I think I stole this from a 12-year-old somewhere.
It looks like you made it in art class, by the way. Please go to December 3rd.
Ooh.
December 3rd, 2023.
December 3rd was a Sunday. Breakfast was a Coke Zero 20 ounce. Lunch was enjoyed with our very own Bill Fougere and his son Casey at Shake Shack, where I dined on a cheeseburger, cheese fries, and a Coke Zero after we spent some time on the ice taking photos of Casey in his St. Joe's gear. Dinner was the Fat Cactus. I had a steak quesadilla and a diet soda. Tom, why did you pick Sunday, December 3rd of last year?
Wait, I think I know why. Because I think I remember what else happened that day. Ooh. Isn't that the day that it was pouring buckets of rain and I drove through a puddle and just drenched?
Oh, you did! You drenched that poor lady walking down Route 1 with her bag from Aldi.
Well, why is she walking? You can't walk on Route 1. Isn't it illegal to walk down Route 1?
No, this was
not very smart, that's for sure.
The raw way area of 1.
Oh. Yeesh.
I didn't
absolutely drenched that poor lady.
Anyway, this happened December 3rd, 2023.
How you doing, man? Monster Dog with IP. Can we speak to you for a second? We'll get you over there. Go ahead and bring your stuff.
Yeah, can I ask what the problem is?
All right, so someone called us. We got multiple calls about you. About something pertaining on the beach.
Yes.
Were you supposed to be? Were you doing something you weren't supposed to be doing?
What?
Like, what were you doing on the beach? Like prior to coming here. Prior to coming here.
There was nobody. I was just sitting on my towel. Nobody was around me.
Okay, and you were over at the beach.
Like I was near the water.
Near the water.
Yeah. Okay. What did I do? What did I do?
So apparently you were masturbating on the beach.
Who saw that?
I mean, a couple people.
No, they didn't. That's not true.
Why would they call us?
Nobody was around. Was it an anonymous call? Is this one of my buddies? Okay,
No,
one of my buddies.
No, it's not one of your buddies. It's a family.
Okay, look, let me show you.
I think one of your buddies.
Let me show you.
Okay.
Chick looks
Is there
shitty.
anything in the bag?
Ooh, this is getting good.
No.
Twitch.
Is there if I look through it? I mean, if you can open it, and, can I see the contents inside the bag?
Yes. I don't really understand what y'all are.
We're just here because someone called and we're very concerned. Okay.
This is
Well,
really
the contents of the
offensive
bag
to
have
me.
anything
I
to
got
do
it.
with
I got you.
killing
That's why I'm
yourself.
trying to figure
It's
it out.
it's my vibrator, but I just put it in my. I was sitting on the beach, and I just okay. Do I get a ticket?
So
No, lady.
you did have a vibrator.
Listen, I was sitting on the water like this, and I just put it in there, and it was covered up, and I just had an orgasm. I'm sorry, I was stressed out. Is that it?
you.
We should all be so
Okay.
fucking lucky.
Just hang tight for me.
I'm sorry, nobody saw me. I was in the water. Okay, so what? If this is anonymous call,
I mean, if nobody saw them, they wouldn't have called, right?
man, please don't do this to me. Are you serious?
A family saw it. They had kids.
What? There
That's
was
why they
nobody around me.
So
They had kids. You can get pregnant from this?
Yes. Only if the vibrator's in the water, bro.
it's a bullet style.
Oh yeah, it
It's a
is.
bullet style. He knew right away.
Oh Jesus! Knows you going through it.
I was really hoping that the cop was going to smell it. Sadly, he did not.
She admitted to it. She said she had an orgasm on the beach and all that other good mess. So yeah. All right. Cool. Someone saw it. So that's why we're here. You know. I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, don't get caught. That's all I have to say.
I couldn't agree with that police officer more. If you're going to do something like this, don't get caught. No,
Deny.
Well,
Just
I think he
go with the lie.
But doesn't he have the friggin' right to search her? Does he have the right to search her bag?
Absolutely not.
Probably not. So she could have just denied the whole thing.
He did not have any probable cause to search the bag. That's why he asked to search the bag.
Why does Steve know so much about this law?
Yeah, actually, Steve, what's
come
going on,
on.
buddy? Is there something you want to tell us?
I study all the laws in my spare time.
This was neither Ohio nor was it Florida. This gem came from Georgia.
I
Georgia.
would
Assumed it was
December
Florida.
3rd still hanging out in the water in Georgia?
I mean, you can get an 80-degree day. I don't know necessarily that you'd go in like
water?
fully in the water.
Well, I mean, only if you
Right.
want to jerk off. Yeah.
Right. Well, she had a bullet and she went there. It's all good.
Also,
Fair
who's
enough.
complaining about that?
Yeah, but
Family
I
with
mean,
kids.
if she wanted to release some, she couldn't find anybody to like go into the bathroom and get a quickie or something like that. She had I don't know. She's not unattractive.
Well, sometimes you just know yourself better and you just want to, I mean, I would think. I mean,
Allegedly.
yeah.
Just have to say allegedly and you're fine.
Allegedly.
But the cop was right. Don't get caught.
No, yeah. Or just
Don't
deny
do it in
it.
front of fucking kids.
If
Don't
the
be
guy
afraid.
doesn't say, hey, we got you on video, just deny it.
Yeah, but why would somebody call the police then?
Doesn't
She
matter.
was going to get caught in this lie regardless. She does not look like she was the type, and she might have been a little bit intoxicated at that point.
Seemed like it.
By the way, So
it's
she
a they
wasn't going
say,
to be
I
thinking.
say. I mean, you just I don't care how drunk you are. Even if you're drunk, it's even more courage to just deny it.
Listen, I don't disagree with you.
Who doesn't lie when they're drunk?
I mean, yeah. Every time, right?
Not sure. I haven't been drunk in a while. I'll let you know, though, I promise.
Next week, this podcast.
Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for something like that yet. I think probably closer to the Four Nations face-off, I'll be ready to do that. Like I had like that tonight, and I'm like, precisely, 100%. And this was what 92 proof, so it's not even like the monsters that I can't hang with Bill yet or Dorito. I can't hang with them yet. Yes, exactly. But I will.
It's only 90. It's only 90.
That's only 90?
That's only 90.
There was others that I saw were like 130. I was like, are you kidding?
This guy's only 80. Yeah. No, I've got some that were like 110.
Yeah. I've it's 126. It's Booker's. It's strong. It's strong.
Yeah.
But it's not terrible.
I mean, we love our wives.
Speak for yourself. Oh, wait a minute. We were saying the other thing. Never mind. Hold on.
Well, listen, if nothing else, thank you for listening to me bitch and moan for the past.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, this was a Tom therapy session for real.
Oh my God. And dude, it doesn't look like
they
it's
all are
going to get any
becoming
better. Does not look like it's going to get any better. The only break that you're going to get is the week between Christmas and New Year's. Where you're just going to see me live. Nick, are you going up to Jersey on for Christmas?
No, we're staying down here.
We're staying down.
Yeah, we're staying down here. I know. We talked about it, but we stayed here. We were gonna come up for Thanksgiving, but it was got too crazy. We already made plans to stay here.
I suck. Yeah. I do. It's terrible. All right. Thanks to everybody on Twitch. Thanks to everybody on the YouTube, Facebook Live, everything. You guys are where's little Brian tonight? Man.
Oh, Brian.
Oh, man. Go to Twix at friends_rivals. Do the whole thing. Bill, say something, Woody.
And then I said to the parking attendant, that Sam Carrick is such a dirty piece of shit, isn't he?
That would have been amazing if you did that.